Hello and welcome to Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. I'm Ronnie Humphrey. As always, thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. Well, as you can see, we're out here working on this Pontiac again. We have a lead on something we might be able to check on the wiring issue. That's the last time we left you. We were fighting some wiring issues. We got something we want to check. Plus, our new headers came in, so let's get them on and try to see. Hopefully, we can fire this thing up. Okay, we got our new headers in. The Schoenfelds came in. And I tell you, I'm friends with the Schoenfeld family up in Arkansas. I give them a little plug here. They are really good people. And they gave me a tour of the factory a couple years ago. Man, that was fantastic. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get these headers off now. Buddy's on that. Also something, we're going to go ahead and put a fresh starter on this thing. We actually had to order the starter. This starter barely would turn it. So we went up to ABC Auto Parts. We're going to put a new, fresh Corvette starter. This is a Corvette setup. It's on this car. And anyway, the headers are running right against this. No protection. It's been getting super hot. So we ordered a new starter. And we're going to check a couple of things on this wiring. But we got an idea. We got a ground problem. So that's where we're at. We're going to go ahead and swap these headers out first and get that done. Just a little tech tip for all you guys out there to do this. All you got to do is order the 151 or 153 chassis headers for these cars. Buddy and I have done several cars, a bunch of cars, and we all the time use these 151 or 153s. The difference is collector size. I went ahead and got the 3.5-inch collectors on this one. And that way, because we know what size collector we've got on the for our exhaust pipes, for our boom tubes. But the good thing, these headers are all clear, and you can make them to where they will work with your boom tubes, and they're a whole lot better than all this unnecessary. These are high performance, the best headers you can get from NASCAR, other than the fact that they're rotten. And these are just way too big tubes. This little stock motor, it'll be fine on these little headers here. All right, we got the headers on. I tell you what, this was a nightmare on this driver's side, but finally got it on. I've never had much trouble with a set of chassis headers, but they clear fine. We can get spark plugs in, and we're going to probably do that in the morning. But I do want to show you something that we figured out on the wiring. So stand by for that. Okay, this is a very good lesson for all of you out there who work on cars. I have never in my life seen this. We hooked everything up, new battery, everything in the car, ready to try to fire the motor. We could not get fire to the spark plugs. However, we had juice coming to the distributor. It did not make sense. And I called a friend of mine. He said, Ronnie, it sounds like you may have a ground issue. So we started at the back of the car, started coming all the way forward and checking the ground. The main roll cage ground, I checked it. It was fine. Came up, chased everything in the front. Everything was grounded. Even though you could put 12 volts, it was getting 11.9 or whatever on the distributor, on the hot wire coming to the distributor, you wasn't getting any fire out of the distributor. So it did not make any sense. So I'm going to show you what we found. All right, we have chased everything on this car, and when we finally went down to the last thing to check, we saw that the black, which would normally be ground, had power to it when we probed it. Look how they got this thing marked. They got a red wire going to the negative side and a black wire going to the positive. So now we fix this, and hopefully this will solve the issue. All right, how many times have you heard me say while we're working on this car, show cars are a nightmare? I cannot believe that any mechanic in this world would have turned the positive and negative cables around on the quick disconnect for the battery. I didn't look at that. I never looked at it. I put red to positive, I put black to negative, like everybody else would, like 99% of the people would do. Thank God we didn't have the MSD ignition here. It would have fried it. What'll happen, even though it was spin over, a car will actually turn over even with the battery hooked backwards. Thank God, like I say, this car does not have any type of computer stuff in it, so nothing was hurt. I am going to put a new starter. Starter's dragging on it. We are going to order a brand new starter. It'll be here in the morning. But I'm just speechless on this car. This car needs a lot of work, but we're going to get it running for the owner. And like he wanted, it's going to be okay when we get done with it, but it's just amazing how these show cars, how they are. And if that's not proof in the pudding, I don't know what is. So good thing is we got the headers on it now. We know we're getting fire to the spark plugs now, and we're going to put our new starter on it in the morning, and we're going to see if we can get this thing cranked finally. Then once we get it running, put the exhaust on it. We got to rewire some stuff that was tore out whenever the people broke in the car and stole some stuff off. We got to fix that. But anyway, hopefully we're on the downhill slide now. But this has had me baffled for a week now. So hopefully we got it fixed. We'll know in the morning. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with you. All right, we got the new starter on this morning early. It's about 26 degrees. That was nice. We got it on up there. And I'm letting the battery charge up. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go and start trying to play with these headers. Since these headers are shorter than those down there, shorter this way, we're going to extend the pipes, the boom tubes back far enough to miss this transmission mount. So I'm trying to go through all my exhaust pieces, trying to save some money here to use some stuff I've got. What we've got is we've got to... in order to add length, the transmission mount's going to go in there. So we're going to put a little piece up there, and then we got to add this side too. So we're trying to figure out with some of these swells I've got. Buddy calls them puffs, swells, whatever. Trying to lay this out so we'll actually get it up on the car and get clearance, and then we will then start building it and measuring what we have to put, the length we need of these pieces here. Kind of a jigsaw puzzle, but I think I've got enough stuff. This is going to wipe me out of my exhaust stuff, though. All right, the good news is this is going to work out the right length. I'm actually going to flip the exhaust. Exhaust was on this side. You can see it was on the hanger, but I like it better on the right-hand side because this exhaust I've got, the way it's made, it's got the mounting brackets on the top. So if I flip it over, it'll be on the wrong side. So anyway, we're going to run it out to the right-hand side. We got the left-hand side done. Luckily, we found these collectors I bought for another car. I paid, those are invaluable right now. So we can just tack all this up. So we got this side done. So now we just got to simply go from here to there. And I think I got enough pieces to get that done. We got the same collector over here, our junction piece. And then this is already pulled up so we can tighten this here. So I'm very pleased. This is good. All right, you can see what's going to happen here. This is going to go to there, and Now all I have to do is put a straight piece from there to there. And this little project's gonna turn out a lot better than I thought with used stuff I had. While we're on the exhaust here, I want to show you a little trick. A buddy does it with a hammer, and I take a crescent wrench. You can roll this out and you get your little swell if you need to, especially when you start trying to join pieces up, and it makes it a lot easier, a lot stronger weld. There you go. So just that little bitty lip, instead of button welding, makes it a lot stronger. So we may roll it out just a little bit more, but we'll show you a little trick. Just take a crescent wrench and you just roll it like that, just around real slow. All right, we got this piece welded up, and or actually mounted up. So we're going to tack this on this side right here. And now don't get on this. It's a little unorthodox here. It's all different colors, but this is going to look fine when it's welded all the way up. You'll be able to tell. But that's what we're going to have, and we're going to get that up where it'll be tight and level and all the way across. So we're going to tack this here first, and then we'll be good to go. Let's see where we are. Height. Move your thumb right here for a second. Oh yeah, we're good. Okay. Let me come around that side over there. Okay, I think that's. I think we can ease it off from that now. So. There you go, one exhaust system. I actually love building exhaust. All right, this is what it looks like laid out. I'm real tickled about having those mounts up so they'll mount to the body. We have to weld all that to the frame. This was a job, but I love building exhaust. Luckily, we had just enough pieces. I had these new pieces off another car that I bought. So we'll go ahead and tack it all together now and weld it. And there is a beautiful exhaust system.
What in the world? Oh, we gotta put a plug in that.
Temperature gauge right there.
Guess what?
Well, that's good news that we found a water leak, so
Okay,
let's try
wait a
this
minute.
again. Okay, this radiator had a place for a thermostat probe in there, so we didn't know that was open. We know now. So, okay, if I hadn't shown you before, I have, in case you missed it. This little condiment, you can get these for like $1, like at your dollar store, Dollar General or anything. Fill them up with gasoline. This fits right down in the bowl of the carburetor, so you can fill the bowl up. Hopefully it'll prime up. If not, we may have to try to put a little more air back in the fuel cell. But let's see what happens here. We're gonna put some here in the bowl. And hopefully this thing will pick up.
Go boom.
All right, contact. Well, it's always a good sign when you got smoke inside your shop. That means something is running. We are still having a little bit of voltage drop whenever we try to crank it. So I think we're going to end up having to rewire the whole car, which is not a big deal. All we need is hot wire to run the gauges and run the ignition. So it's not actually, I kind of want to get rid of all the stuff anyway. They cut so much stuff in here, I kind of want to start from scratch. It's just the best way to do it. And because this car is going to continually have bugs like we've been chasing. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm so thankful it runs, and that's a good deal. I'm going to start on the exhaust, go ahead and get this welded up, and I'm going to make the hangers and get this where we can mount those. And that's going to be a pretty good stopping point. Wow, man, what a journey for the last week on this car, trying to figure out what it was. Man, the wiring, I keep saying, the life of a show car is so brutal. I feel sorry for them, but that's the way it is. Hey, appreciate you guys watching as always, and we're going to come back on the next episode and try to keep on going on this thing and get it done. But hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll see you next time on Race Car Fabrication and Restoration. God bless you. You take care.